Hey yo, it's your boy Monster Man Rocco.
It's your boy Swagger Rock.
This is Snack the Ripper.
If you rap for those who don't know.
This is Master Ace. You are now rocking with the best. Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records, man.
Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records Radio. Let's go.
Breaking Records Radio.
Press 5-9, you check Breaking Records Radio.
Breaking Records, man. Radio is like the place to be. I don't fuck strange music, man.
You've always had great guest features on albums as well. I've noticed, like, over the past few, you've always had, like, really, really solid top-tier guests. This album, right, I think, kind of takes the cake. You have Vinnie Paz on there, you have Poison Pen and Termanology on a cut. Vinnie Paz maybe makes a little bit of sense, depending, considering the camp that you're kind of in. But right, but Termanology and Poison Pen a little bit less so, and I'm specifically kind of curious about Termanology. How did you and Termanology end up linking together for that?
Okay, well, you would think that it's out of left field, right? That it would be very different, but really it's not, because we kind of fuck with the same people. I mean, Termanology right now is working on a project with NEMS, and he's kind of in that camp. He might have the mainstream connections with Static Selector and MOP and stuff like that, but here's where it all circles in. So he recorded a project at my studio, at the studio that I record at, the Dragon's Lair. Which is run and the main engineer, the engineer and the owner of the studio is my boy Multiple Blastoff, who I have actually just recently put out a single with him. He runs that studio, and Termanology recorded something there, and I knew of him from just being in the mix. He's very popular, and I asked my boy, and also MOP records at the studio too. So like Fame will be there. Well, our sessions will intertwine. Like Fame will be in the studio right before me, and we'll cross paths and we'll talk and chit chat a little bit. You know what I mean? So Fame is mad cool, and so I just told Multiples, like, oh, I'm looking for an extra slot on this feature that I already had with Poison Pen, and I'll get into Poison Pen in a minute. How I know him, but yeah. So he was like, he just asked Term. He was like, yo, Term, I have another artist that records here, Mr. Hyde. He's down with Necro, Ill Bill, people that you're down with and you've collabed with before in the past. And I know Term, he's done features for like so many different fucking artists. Like that's one of his things. He's in the mix doing projects with a lot of different artists, and he gets bubble in that way. Different fan bases hear you, and I'm not as prone to collab all the time because I kind of have my own niche. But yeah, eventually, sometimes I will reach out. And I did it was on the song at the time, it was just me and Poison Pen. And I was thinking of who else could I throw on here that spits bars and is dope. And then I thought of it. I was like, oh, don't Term record here, Multiple? And he's like, yeah, I could ask him. And then basically he gave him my phone number. We got on the phone together. We talked. We had mutual respect. And he was like, yo, we fuck with the same people. Let's do it. And he was mad cool. He just showed up at the studio and we did it. I vibe with him. And we're still in contact through IG and whatever, He was digging the song, sharing the song. He's mad cool.